So hey guys, Manu this side once again and welcome to yet another new video on this channel where today we are going to discuss a completely new topic. And now I'm starting a completely new series actually, and it will be created as a different playlist, that is a complete email marketing playlist. A lot of my friends and people who follow me, they were asking about, hey Manav, can you make a like separate playlist for email marketing to do outreach and close clients? And that's why I have came up with this particular series where I'll be covering up a lot of details about email marketing. So today's video topic will be the perfect email marketing setup that you can have, right, to do email marketing cold campaigns. So if you are ready, then let's start. So the point number one over here is you have to get a burner domain, right? So what is a burner domain? That can be your first question, and let me clarify what is a burner domain actually means. So you can understand that you have a primary domain name that you have your like website. So for example, in our case it is marketingwikipedia.com. So if we have to do email marketing or cold email outreach, then we have to have a different domain name so that the reputation of the primary domain don't get spoiled, right? So if I have an email marketing like email address, say for example manav@marketingwikipedia.com, and say for example I start cold email campaigns with that email, and eventually what will happen is this email address, the IP of this email address will get blocked by a lot of like domain email providers like Google, Yahoo, Hotmail, Outlook and all, right? So it will eventually impact my domain, like your main domain as well, the domain reputation score as well. So I don't want that to happen. So what I will do is I will apply a smart technique and get a burner domain for cold email outreach. So in this case, in my example, we use some different email addresses created with different burner domains. It can be like anything, like for our case we use marketingwikipediaagency.com, marketingwikipediaconsulting.com, mw consulting, and all this stuff, which is kind of they resonate with our main domain as well. So if you see that marketingwikipedia.com, marketingwikipediaagency.com, marketingwikipediaconsulting.com, so all of them are kind of similar names. So for your case, you can see what is your agency name and how you can find similar names, and you can get a burner domain of that particular name. Because if you start doing cold outreach and you'll eventually end up ruining your domain reputation, because it happens, right? Within like 6, 7, 8 months your domain reputation will come down, because a lot of email providers will like start noticing that you are doing cold outreach. How? By like different means, they have a lot of like prevention and protection in their servers, right? So that their owners, like users, they don't get spam emails. So eventually when your emails start going into spam for a lot of email servers, then they will understand that you are trying to do cold outreach, and your domain reputation will get down, and your emails will start landing on the spam folders of your audience, right? And eventually your domain reputation will go down. So again, if you're going to start email marketing, then you should have a burner domain. And if you want to do like outreach in big numbers, you should have like more than one burner domain bot, right? So yeah, that is point number one. Point number two is get a Google Workspace account. Now a lot of people will ask me, Manav, is Google Workspace mandatory? Can't we use different providers than Google? Obviously you can use Google and other providers as well. Why I recommend Google is, number one, it is very cheap. Number two, it is like world renowned, and all of the like email sending software, email warm-up softwares, they get one-click direct connection with Google Workspace, because like it's very famous, and that's why I suggest using Google Workspace. The next reason of suggesting Google is again it does like work is very easy, like the connecting with other softwares, it is very easy with Google Workspace. And that's why you can go with Google Workspace, because like it's very very cheap, and you get also 14-day free trial. So if you are not satisfied with the service, or you think that I can shift my email provider, right? So you can easily shift within that 14 days and Google will not charge you any bucks, right? So that is the point of using Google Gmail Workspace, right? G Suite, previously known as G Suite. And obviously if you are going for Google Workspace, then go with the trial option instead of just paying from the day one, because there, first of all, you have to wait for a couple of days before you actually start the process, because warm up and DKIM SPF records, these kind of setups you need to be done, right? So for that reason you have to wait for a couple of days, and you can utilize those 14 days into doing this kind of stuff. So what you have to do after getting connecting your email with Google Workspace is, first of all, if you are using Google Workspace, it will automatically set up your SPF records. That is one thing. The next step you have to do is your DKIM records, right? You'll get a lot of videos on how to set up these DKIM SPF things on YouTube. So I'm not creating I'm not explaining this in this video, because otherwise it will be super long, so the second you have to do is DKIM record setup. And third, you have to do the DMARC record setup, right? DMARC, DMARC. These three setups are very important to prevent your emails from landing in spam, and to protect your domain reputation, right? I know that you're going to say that if this will protect my domain reputation, so why I'm going to buy a burner domain, right? But the point over here is it will protect your email from going into spam for couple of months max to max, but not more than that. So these three setups are very much required when you actually have connected your Gmail, your email with your Google Workspace account, and then you are ready to go for warm up. So point number 3 you can already identify is that getting an warm up software, right? And what is warm up, first of all, right? So an email warm up actually is a process of preparing your domain and your email to not get blocked by different servers like Google, Outlook, Hotmail and all this stuff. So what is the process actually? This is an entire I can make an entire video out of this, right? And I will make one, right? But in short, if I have to explain it quickly, then email warm-up generally is a process through which what we do is we send different that software actually which we connect to send a couple of emails on a regular basis from your email, and it actually have some algorithm in behind where it actually opens certain of the emails, right? And it replies to a certain percentage of emails, so that it looks like to the servers like Gmail, Hotmail, Outlook, that this email account is getting a lot of they are emailing to valid email addresses, not bot or spam email addresses. And this will eventually create a reputation in those servers that this email address is not a spam address, this is sending email to genuine people and they are opening and even replying to it. Though it is all done by softwares and algorithms in backend, but this actually tricks the email servers to believe that you are doing human activity, right? They don't know that it is all done by any software, right? Obviously service providers like Google and Outlook, Amazon, they know that this kind of software exists, but they cannot create separate measures, right, to actually counter only this type of softwares, because it will be costlier for them, so that's why they don't bother that much. Obviously some of the emails also gets blocked as spam, right? But majority 95 to 99% emails goes into the inbox, and it will eventually create a good reputation with the email servers that yes, you are doing genuine activity. So when you actually start doing cold email outreach, they will not block your outreach. That is the purpose why we use email warm-up tools. My favorite is warm-up inbox. That is super cheap, only $9 per email account warm-up, right, per month. And next option will be warmup.ai or warmbox.ai rather, right? So no, like I'll be like putting down the links below so that you can check and you don't need to bother at all, right? So these two are the industry leading warm-up tools, right? Let's move on to the point number 4, that is email verification tool. Okay, why you need an email verification tool? I don't need to tell you that. You also know that the quality of data or leads that we generate, it fluctuates a lot, whether you are doing email scrapping or email lead generation through running ads or any lead finder software like D7, Lead Carrot and all this stuff, right? The quality of the emails you get is not 100% accurate, right? There can be emails that are invalid, that are like catch-all emails, right, or disposable emails. So you have to understand that you only have to send emails to verified or valid emails. Otherwise, the more email bounce from your the more emails sent that from your domain and they get bounced, your spam score, your domain reputation score start decreasing and your spam score start increasing. For that we need a email verification tool which will eventually give you only safe to send emails that are valid, and they have like a couple of algorithms running behind their softwares to make sure the email are valid. But in this case also you have to understand there are a lot of softwares in the market, and choosing a good software is very important, because I have tested a lot, like a bunch of softwares which I don't think work really well, because when I try to send to the verified list of those softwares, still I get like 6, 7, 8 emails bounced in 50 emails. So I prefer using only zero bounce, right? So yeah, you'll again get the link in the description, so don't worry about what is the website and all. You can check the pricing, right? And like zero bounce is very cheap, right? You can even one pro tip from my side will be, just before you buy the credits from them to verify email, chat with their support and try to get a discount, and they will readily happily give you a 10 to 15% discount depending on the situation, right? So yeah, that was point number 4, and let's move on to the last point of this video. That is very obvious: get an email sending software, right? Because otherwise without this email sending software, the whole setup you have doesn't matter, because you have done a lot of things, like you have generated leads, you have verified them, you have written personalized lines and scripts and all this stuff, but how can you do email marketing without an email sending software, right? So yes, the last point is get an email sending software. The market is flooded with a lot of different email sending softwares, and all of them in my opinion are pretty good. The market industry leader is Lamlist and Milkshake generally, but in my opinion they are a bit costly. So to be on the safer side in terms of cost and sending efficiency, I use Snove.io, and I believe that they do they do the perfect job. They are not so costly, and they send email in a perfect way. They give you the right matrices, and they are quite accurate. And yeah, that's why I recommended you warm up inbox to do the warm up, and that's why you don't need Lamlist, because Lamlist charges an extra for warming up, right? And as we are doing a separate warming up process, we don't need that. That's why I don't recommend Lamlist. Instead I recommend using Snove.io, because it is cheaper than particular Lamlist and Milkshake, but it does the job similar to them. It's hands down in my opinion the best one, right? So yeah, that is it. Not making this video very long, because I'm not going to cover every single thing about email marketing on this video, because the series will be coming different topics about email marketing. So yeah, wait and watch, and I guess after watching the whole series, you don't need any email marketing course, or you don't need to learn from any high-end professional and spend a lot of money. You can just use this particular series as a guide, and you will be pretty much okay with starting your cold email campaigns. Yeah, that's it. Manav this side, signing off. Bye.